I don't know. Don't we tend to think of foolishness as just kind of like in a very practical, kind of superficial way? It's like what sort of lead foolishness is sort of what leads to failure or something like that, and wisdom is what leads to success. But anyway, yeah, foolishness comes from lack of character. This idea of foolishness, akrasia, which is poorly translated as lack of will because we're sort of all post Protestants and we have this really strong emphasis on like the will, the personal will. And I think we're moving a lot away from that idea. And I think that's pretty much a good idea. Although sometimes I think people can get kind of cynical or even nihilistic and think there's, no sort of there's no point to making effort or something like that in life. But anyway, Vervaeke translates akrasia as basically you know what the right thing to do is. Like you see the chocolate cake on the counter, but you eat it, uh, and you know you shouldn't eat it, but then you do the thing anyway. You eat the chocolate cake or something like that. Yeah, it's not ignorance. Ignorance is when you lack the knowledge or correct beliefs, but you lack sufficient character. Yeah. But yeah, so one question to ask oneself is what are you doing to develop your character? And I thought we might talk a little bit about that and then maybe also kind of think about that over the next week and come back next week.
Well, yeah, I'd say one thing is doing those exercises. We've talked about to do it more consistently than I did this week.
Mm,
Um, because yeah, I feel like I'm still kind of maybe not as present right now and not like open to connection with people, which yeah, it's not like any kind of kind of so there's not really like any development, I'd say, going on for myself beyond that at the
mm.
moment.
Wow. In general, why do you think that is? So you're saying you're usually rather not present with people?
Um, well, I'd say maybe in particular this week, but maybe it is something in general. Um, but yeah, it's kind of like we've talked about. Like I'm kind of one of my problems right now is like work stress, so I'm kind of like mentally and emotionally kind of like isolating and maybe not connecting as much as I could with people
Like when you're
at the
at
moment.
work, so just to be clear, you work in a place with a lot of people, constant activity, kind of a medical type of place,
Yeah,
and so you're kind of concentrated on like doing the task that you're supposed to be doing and getting on to the next one.
yeah, but I think just more just wrapped up in my own like resentment or just negative feelings about the place and just kind of wrapped up in that
Like
kind of
about
little
thing
isolating world.
things not going the way you wanted it to, like things not
Yeah,
planned out maybe as well as they might have been, or
yeah,
things not organized, and so like problems kind of cascading or
yeah,
just crises
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
on
So
top
I'm
of
like
each other.
yeah, so I'm like part way like some of the time I'm just in my own head about that stuff and not kind of disconnected
Yeah.
from things around me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and so would you say that's like a case of just your thinking making things worse than they already are?
Yeah, yeah, that and I'm kind of just not like developing myself or building my character
Yeah.
like or anything.
Yeah. Building your character in terms of being present and
Yeah, present like better social skills and like connecting with people more easily.